Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grue Room. And today, for the Grue Room, we got a very special guest, and his name is Jason. I'm going to have him come in and say his last name because I don't want to screw it up. I've been talking to Jason online for like a few years now, but never asked him how to pronounce his name talking to him online. So I'm just gonna have him come in and say his name. But I'm interviewing a very great actor and model. His name is Jason, and been in a lot of films, a lot of television series, and we're going to get into all the stuff that he's been up to as of late and all the stuff that's coming out. And he has a lot of stuff on his plate that's coming up, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him about it, and you are going to find out about it as well. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and Jason is coming up next. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on the show. Like the last time you were on the show was at written form.
Right. Yeah, it was like a blog article kind of, which is
Exactly.
great. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I remember reaching out, and I forgot what you were doing. You were doing some film that I was asking you about. I was pushing. I can't remember which one it was. But we
Yeah, I think there
we
was a few,
yeah.
because there was the boy culture series that you originally wrote about. Then there
Hmm.
was a horror film called Seven Boxes that you wrote about.
That's right.
I believe there was a third one, but I don't remember. It's been a while.
I
It's
know.
been a long time coming.
I know exactly. Well, I mean, I'm glad I get to do video chat now instead of just sending you over questions and getting the questions back and writing them in an article.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of both. So I obviously video leads to better interaction than just
That's
like
true.
back and forth through email.
Yeah,
Glad that
exactly.
we get to do this. This is the first time I've seen your face.
I know, right, exactly. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, you're right. You don't really see my face on the page or nothing. It's just
Yeah,
interviews and stuff and pushing whoever I'm interviewing and all that.
exactly. Unless like you post on Instagram, then I've seen your face several times, but it's just
Hmm.
a photo. Now you're
Exactly.
actually moving and talking.
Right, exactly. So you got married, right? Like the last time I talked to you, you were dating, but you weren't married yet.
Yeah, we got married in December of last year, December 10th. So I believe it's been no, more than 5 months. It's been 7 months now since we
Wow,
got married.
okay.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah. That's the house married life is any different from dating life?
I would say it's pretty much it's kind of the same because we were together for 9 years before we got married. We were engaged for like 8.5 years.
Wow.
So it's pretty much the same. We're already accustomed to living together. We just pay less taxes now.
There you go,
Yeah.
right?
So there's a plus.
So, I have to ask the question, like, who pop pop popped the question? Who asked who?
So initially, I popped the question first, uh,
Oh, all right.
9 years ago, and then about I would say 6 months into the future, he popped the question back because he was like, "Well, if you know if I'm gonna wear an engagement ring, then I want you to wear one too." So we both wore engagement rings for 8 years, and now we're wearing wedding bands.
There you
So
go. Nice.
yeah, yeah, we asked each other, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, because I remember interviewing him too because he did a horror movie,
Yeah, he's actually
Crisis
standing right off
Hotline.
camera right now. He's like right there. Do you want to come say hi? Can you come in and say hi? Is that okay? If it's
Yeah,
okay with
that's
you.
fine. That's fine.
He says if it's recording, he wants to look cute, so he's gonna change his shirt.
Oh, okay.
But
There you
anyway,
go.
he'll be with us shortly.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
because
sorry,
he
I've been
did a horror movie.
for a while.
Oh, he's coming in.
Coming.
So yeah, his movie Crisis Hotline. You also
Right.
wrote about.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I interviewed him. Hey, how's it going?
How are you? I don't know, with glasses, without glasses. I'm kind of scruffy. I haven't been in front of,
This is him.
Hi.
Hi.
How
How's
are you doing?
Good, man. Good. What about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I don't really do interviews and stuff much anymore. If not,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It was cool. Did a lot of social media stuff. But now I'm into social work and I work in therapy. So
Oh, wow. Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
I still love acting. I still love social media. I love everything like that. When the right part comes, I will take it. But for now, it's not my thingy. But he is starring in so many things right now.
Oh, I know.
And I am
Supportive.
so proud of him. And he is doing amazing things. He's in so many film festivals. He is kicking ass and taking names.
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
so proud of my husband.
Okay.
Okay. Our wedding story was beautiful. One day we can talk about it. Maybe. I don't know. I love you.
Love you too.
Got to go back to working.
Okay.
My number one fan right there.
I see that. Yes. Well, hey, it's always good to have someone cheering you on, someone who's 100% behind your work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm grateful to have his support. I mean, it's at least it gives me a safe space to come home to
That's true.
and unload my day's frustrations. His career is not always all great, you know? So I'm grateful.
Nice. And you live in California, right?
We do. We live in Los Angeles.
So,
Yes.
so how's life like there? Is it pretty good and COVID and all that stuff? And
I would say life was pretty good up until the pandemic. That seems to be the case for everyone. We're doing all right. Unfortunately, this new Delta strain is putting a hold on a lot of things. We're requiring masks again indoors, so we have to wear masks, even if you are vaccinated. So we're trying to adjust to this new lifestyle.
yeah, I know it's hard.
It's a little difficult, but I will say that the entire year we were shut down, we actually had a blast quarantining in our apartment by ourselves. We also low-key found a bunch of abandoned beaches that we may have snuck onto and just kind of like had picnics every day at the beach with our little Maltese. It was like a big gay fantasy, pretty much. Just like lots of wine, sand, sun, and a little puppy.
There you go. Hey, there's nothing better than that, right?
Exactly. I mean, well, a lack of a pandemic would have been better,
Well,
but
yeah, of
you make
course.
the best out of the situation.
Yeah. I think like the last time I talked to you, like on written interview, we talked about like your first big role you ever had. What was your first big role that you had?
The first big one I would say I had was Criminal Minds, where
Yeah.
I played Jimmy Bennett, who was a 15-year-old kid abductee. So he was a kidnapped victim, had been held ransom for 2 years, hadn't been outside. And it was amazing because it was my first network television show.
Nice. And
Yeah.
can you tell me what queer talk is and who's in it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Queer Talk is a new media pilot that we just shot, I believe 2 weekends ago. Lots of fun. It's kind of like a cross between Sex and the City and Queer as Folk, I
Oh
like to
my
say.
God, nice.
Yeah, it's so funny. It was written by a good friend of mine named Devin O'Kelly. Amazing writer, amazing actor. He's in the show as well.
Oh, jeez.
So it's about a group of four gay men who come together to run this podcast about anything and everything queer related. So the lead, Devin, runs the podcast and somehow convinces his group of 3 friends to join along with him. He's kind of like the Carrie Bradshaw character, I like to say.
Nice.
I play the Samantha. I play
Uh-oh.
a go-go boy slash stripper named Alex, who's very sassy, very animated. My favorite part about this whole thing, which is kind of like, I'm still trying to grasp that this is a thing that happened, is that Olivia Dabo was cast to play the mom.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure if you know who she is, but she was in the Wonder Years. She
Yeah,
was in
that's right.
Barbarian. She's huge. So I got to work with her under very funny circumstances, because at one point I'm just like in a little Speedo, sprawled out on her lap, and she's just smacking my booty. So very interesting introduction to her. But she's fantastic. She's a wonderful actress. Um, Obviously very notable. Very excited to see where this goes. And
Yeah.
Stuart Wade Margolis directs. He's most known for his Coffee House Chronicles series. He's an amazing director, has a great repertoire of film under his belt. Definitely check out his work. I had auditioned for him, I think 6 years before this pilot for Coffee House Chronicles.
Oh, wow.
And he never forgot, which was great. I thought he had completely forgotten who I was. And I was cast in this, and he's like, "Oh, it's so great to finally work with you." And I'm like, "You remember?" So fantastic.
I'm still laughing about that. You said your introduction to her was her slapping your booty. I could picture her going home at night. They saw, "Oh, how was your night? How was the shoot? Oh, there was this young cute guy, and I was smacking him in the butt." Oh, okay.
She was a good sport. She went along with anything and everything, and she is so funny. She improv so many lines, and I was like, "This woman is a genius. She's a comedic genius." I'm just still in shock and awe that I was able to work with her.
There you go. There you go. And I noticed like a lot of your roles are stripper, go-go boy.
Yes, yes. A good amount of them are in that general what a career, in that general career. My husband actually made a joke, because I just booked another movie shooting in December, where I play
A go-go.
a go-go boy slash stripper, and he made the joke where he was like, "Wow, your demo reel is going to have quite the range."
That's
Like,
true.
what is that supposed to mean? It's like, no, it's just very diverse. You're playing such a wide array of characters. In my defense, they all have different names.
There you go. Of course. Of course.
Throwing that out there.
And you played them with the finest, though.
Thank you.
He's played it. He's not to. You can't make a joke out of this man's career. This guy fucking rocks. Something. This guy rocks. Like, this guy is the star. He starred aside people who are nominated for Oscars right now. He starred with.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, come on.
Again, my number one supporter.
The Noah's Ark.
There you go.
Thank you. He gets really excited about this.
I know. I see that. It's great. That's great. Now you're also part of the television series of the boy culture, right?
Yes, boy culture, which I'm so excited about, because this has been a long time coming. We shot this in 2018.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, it's been almost 2.5 years,
Wow.
coming up on 3 actually, since we shot it. They definitely took their time, and it shows. It's such high quality production, which I'm
Nice.
very excited about. I've already seen the whole series, so definitely watch it if you get a chance. It's premiering at Outfest August 19th, I believe. They're only showing the first 2 episodes for now. It's based off of the original novel. Matthew Rattenmund wrote the original novel. He also wrote the movie, which came out in 2006. The series picks up 15 years after the movie. It follows X, who was the lead in the movie. We stuck to the original cast, with the exception of me. So X, 15 years later, has broken up with Andrew, who is the gentleman he ends up with at the end of the movie. And he now finds himself in this new world of sex working. And he's trying to go back, because I'm not sure if you watched the 2006 film, but
yes, yeah, I actually did.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So he was a sex worker, but it was different back then. You made house calls, it was, you posted classifieds. It was a whole different world. So after his breakup, he's trying to go back into that career. Into that career. And then insert my character, Chase, who comes in as a young, bright sex worker slash go-go boy, who takes him under his wing and shows him the new ropes of, like, starting him an OnlyFans page, getting him on Instagram to advertise instead of doing classifieds. Basically, the way things work now in this digital age.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing written. Everything has to be on screen now.
Exactly. So pictures, photos, how to engage people. So he kind of becomes his manager.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because back then, their pimps still exist today, but it was mainly like, a pimp kind of market. Now, OnlyFans models have managers.
That's true.
That's much more business marketed. In comparison to what it used to be. So it's much more of a comedic series than, I'm sure you remember the film was more of a slow burn drama.
Exactly.
This one is kind of quicker, comedic, upbeat, lots of jokes, very inclusive and very diverse. Every episode touches on a different theme within the LGBTQ plus umbrella. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for it. Some of it gets a little intense. So it is comedic, but there are very intense scenes.
Well, I mean, you have to throw those kind of scenes in, because that you can't just have like one show, like everything being the same. You have to mix up a little bit,
Yeah, exactly. My character is the comedic relief, so I don't have many emotional scenes, but you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time watching it.
Nice. And what's funny? Like, you talk about that OnlyFans page and stuff. Like, the people are making a killing off of that page. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it feels like almost everybody has one, which good for them. I mean, bring that bag in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, make your money any way you can nowadays. But it's very interesting how it's kind of being destigmatized, which is great. I mean, prostitution is the oldest career in history.
That's
right?
true.
Or however that saying goes. So I feel like this is kind of almost legitimizing that world a little bit, and also giving some control back to these models and these actors in that industry, because a lot of the times they don't have autonomy, and they don't have any say as to where their work gets shown, who gets to see it, what portion of the profits they get to retain, and OnlyFans kind of putting that back into these actors and these models' hands.
Yeah,
Not to get
Definitely, that's true.
but I'm here for it. If that's what they want to do, then they should be able to do it.
Right, right, exactly. you, you know what I noticed with like a lot of those OnlyFan pages, like there's a lot of like, you know, straight guys that claim to be straight, and they
Mhm.
like gay bait a lot
Oh yeah.
just to get the guys to watch them be naked on the page.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm okay with that as long as they're not doing that in private and then going out publicly as their straight selves
Yeah.
and being aggressive and homophobic and because I've read some articles where that is the case and some people have been called
Oh
out
wow.
for their OnlyFans being very gay baiting,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
publicly um, they are homophobic. You
Wow.
can't have both. You just can't. You can't profit off of a marginalized community in private in your bedroom and then go outside and um, just denigrate that same society that you're profiting from.
I know, exactly.
You can't have both, you know? I'm okay with a straight person making money off of gay people. I'm totally fine with that. As long as that straight person is standing right by us at the Pride Parade, and going to the marches with us and
Yeah,
signing the bills and advocating and being an ally.
yeah,
Fine.
exactly.
And make your money off of us. But also support us back.
True,
That's all
true.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
At risk of sounding too preachy.
And like going back to the show, the television show that you're gonna be in, um, did, were you a big fan of the film, and did you read the book too? I mean,
hadn't
yeah.
read, I hadn't read the book, but Matthew did send me the book after we wrapped. Um, Great book. Definitely recommend reading it. I did watch the movie
Okay.
growing up when it came out. I was 18. I did watch it under the covers in my bedroom on my laptop because I was in high school. It wasn't out yet, but
Yeah.
I was starving for queer content, and Q Allen Broca is like my gay savior, I want to say, because I ate up every single one of his films growing up in high school. And we actually had a conversation about this recently,
Oh,
which
nice.
I don't think he liked. Because I was like, oh my God, I watched all your stuff growing up and now I'm in your stuff. And he was like, growing up? What do you mean? I'm like, all right, this wasn't this wasn't like a stab at your age. I'm just saying you were a huge part of my queer identity, my developing a queer identity. Because he's also responsible for all the Eating Out movies. Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, he wrote and directed most, if not all, of the Eating Out movies. So Eating Out
Oh, wow. Okay.
Camp, Drama Camp, all of those movies that are kind of like the queer version of American Pie.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, which I loved. It was hilarious. I found myself in a lot of the characters. I was attracted to a lot of the characters growing up. And it was just great to have something fun, silly, meaningless, kind of stupid to watch, where our straight counterparts had American Pie, Van Wilder, all of the National
Oh,
Lampoons
yeah.
that were just like fun, silly things to watch, but we weren't represented. And Alan gave us a plethora of films to connect with. So I will say this to the end of the earth. I'm forever grateful that I even got to step in the same room as Alan, let alone work with him. He's
Nice.
amazing. He's a great
Nice.
person. Yeah.
You, you, you know, you mentioned uh uh Amer American Pie, and like I love that movie. It's
The
like
American Pie?
yeah, like Jason Biggs having sex with an apple pie. I mean,
Yes. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of all the American Pies. My mom loves them. So I remember watching American Wedding with my mom in the movie theaters. Oh my God. And that woman laughs. I think at one point the entire movie theater turned around and was like, okay, this woman, whoever came with her, needs to take her out. And I'm like, that's my mom. I'm sorry. She's really enjoying the movie. Also, chill. You know, we're in
Yeah.
public. She can laugh if she wants to.
What was there any like cool or funny behind the scenes stories that happened on set for the television series?
For boy culture,
Yeah.
um, God, there were so many moments. One specific cool moment. Well, we got to, so there's a huge Comic-Con scene.
Okay.
I can't talk about it too much. And the final episode, which is why I can't talk about it that much either, because it's
Well, yeah,
literally
of
the last.
course.
Um, and we got to actually go to, I think it was called HorrorCon or something like that. We got to shoot at the convention, walking around in our full costumes. There's a photo of the costumes on my Instagram that I can show because it's been posted by the director, so I think it's okay. So got to walk around the entire horror convention in our costumes,
Oh my
interact with people as our characters,
Nice.
and they shot all of it for B-roll for the series. And I think that is just so cool because I have never really gone to a Comic-Con. So that was my first experience, and I got to do it
Wow.
on set while getting paid. It was the best experience ever. And then of course working with, you know, Alan, Derek, Matthew, and Daryl Stevens, who's in the series, amazing. We've become such good friends. I love
Nice.
him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those horror cons and comic cons are so much fun.
I had never been, and I was like, what am I missing out on? This is amazing. Except they're all like $300 a ticket or something.
I know exactly.
I've never been. But I would love to go more often.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, if COVID finally goes away and the Comic Con start coming around more often, like definitely something to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about COVID. I'm sure they'll have like virtual
Yeah, I
Comic
mean
Con.
that's not the same
It's
though.
fine, but actually another series I was in just got into FlameCon, which is the biggest LGBTQ Comic Con in existence. So maybe I'll be able to go to that one
Oh, sweet.
if I
Okay.
can for myself like. Well, I'm speaking at one of the panels actually at FlameCon, but it's virtual.
Ah,
There's like positives and then it's virtual, and then
at
maybe I
least
can
you're
go
part
with
of it.
COVID. It's true. At least I'm part of it. So I'm really excited for that one. Actually, that one's a fun, weird series. And funny enough, I do play a go-go boy, but he's psychic.
Oh, okay. And
So there we go.
which series is this?
This one is Demon Hunter.
Oh,
Yes, I'm a recurring character named Alejandro. I am a psychic go-go boy who later appears as a demonic spirit go-go boy.
I mean, you know,
If that's not range for you, I don't know what is.
I'm happy to see you're doing horror stuff.
Well, horror comedy, but you know, horror.
So, well, since you talked about the show and brought it up, can you tell us more about the show, Demon Hunter?
About Demon Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Demon Hunter is also a new media series. It, I believe, runs 7 episodes, if not 8. I'm currently in 2 of them. So I'm in episode
Nice.
3 5. I play Alejandro, who's a psychic go-go boy. It's basically kind of like a queer version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the 2 leads, Tamaro and Edmund, who are amazing actors, each episode go on these wild adventures where a new demon pops up, and they, as demon hunters, have to track him down or her down and vanquish the demon. So in my episode 3, the demon is a sex demon. Oh my God, what is the actual word for the demon? It starts with an S, a succubus.
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah.
an incubus, because succubus steals. I don't know the difference actually, but in my episode, the demon is an incubus, not a succubus.
Okay.
Who has taken over someone in the go-go club. So enter my character, who's the one being haunted by this demon. And then I help them track this demon down and vanquish him.
Nice.
Later on, I come back in the form of another demon later on in episode 5.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So even though they kill your one demon off, you still come back for another round.
Yeah. And hopefully, if it gets picked up for a second season, I have been told, can I say this? I don't know if I can say this. You know what? Sorry, Tim. My character does come back as a series regular and joins the Demon Hunters as a psychic demon hunting go-go boy.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
There we go. We're adding more titles
That's awesome.
to Go-Go
I love
Boy.
it. I love it.
You know, it's becoming much more than just a job. It is a whole personality now.
And hey, you never know. Like you might be able to get Sarah Michelle Gellar for one episode.
Yeah, we'd love to have her if she's down. You know, she's got to be okay with possibly me sprawling on her lap and having my food snacks. Olivia loved it.
I'm sure Sarah would too. I mean, Freddie Prinze Jr. might not be too happy about that, but
he'll get over it. He'll get over it.
I mean, that would be awesome though to have Buffy fighting alongside the demon hunters.
Yeah, that would be great. I'll call her people. No, I'll have my people call her people.
I don't know. I mean, you probably can't say nothing. I was going to ask you, like, from Demon Hunter, like, what scene you like best, but I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
What scene I like best? Scene. So I like my scene in episode 5, where I come back and I have seen the whole series. I can't talk too much about it.
Well, yeah, of course.
I come back in a very creepy manner, and it was very fun to shoot something that isn't just like, you know, the young ditzy stripper, which I love playing, but it was also very fun to kind of dig into this like crazy, weird kind of contortionist demon.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Not wearing a lot of clothing, but it was fun.
Well,
you know,
you're showing off your skills there. You said contortion, however, however you say that word.
there's a lot of movement work, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Nice. And I have to ask, like, I mean, how do you stay in such great shape? Because a lot of your roles, they like showing, they love showing off your body. So, like, how do you stay in shape for these scenes?
Well, luckily, I work at a gym, so that helps. I try to work out every day. I used to have a much crazier routine pre-pandemic, but then I discovered that, hey, maybe I should live my life. So before I was like working out massively. Now I work out about an hour a day. I lift weights, do some cardio. I try to watch what I eat as it goes in my mouth. I'm kidding.
There you go.
I do try to watch what I eat. Try to eat healthy, but I do have a lot of cheat meals. I have a sweet tooth, so I love desserts. Yeah, I do the best I can.
Well, I mean, you probably don't eat too many sweets and cake because you wouldn't have the abs then.
Abs are always the first thing to go. Abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. Maybe people wants to know. I did recently get certified as a personal trainer and nutrition coach, so that
Sweet.
does help. So I do know how to play around a little bit with like food, meal plans. I know how to maximize my workout in the gym, which I didn't know before, which is why I was working out for so long. I used to work out for like 3 hours a day,
Oh wow.
which is excessive. Yeah, I was definitely overtraining. So now that I got that certification, I can make the most of my time in the gym without having to go over an hour and like have the gym become
Nice.
that's not fun. Who wants that?
I know
Um,
exactly.
yeah, there's so much more to life than just working out for 3 hours every day.
That's
Uh,
true. That's
yeah,
true. You're right about
that, lots of heavy lifting, a little bit of cardio, and a good meal plan.
nice. Okay. Okay. And you, I wanted to ask like how the cast and set was. You're in another horror short that looks like it's out or coming out called Role Play.
Yes, role play. So we just did reshoots for that. So it hasn't come out yet, but it will soon. Really excited about that. Um, there is a very fun monster that I can't talk about, but it's very interesting and very queer. Um, let's just say there are parts that shouldn't be where they are,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
on this monster. So lots of swinging parts in different areas that shouldn't be swinging.
I think I
It's
know what you're
very fun.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you do. It's very fun. I I'm play the lead, which I'm excited about.
Oh, you're the lead in this
It's
film.
yeah, and it's like my first like legit straight horror, with the exception of the monster being somewhat comedic, but it's supposed to be grotesquely comedic. So it's supposed to be kind of be like, oh, that's kind of funny, but I'm also grossed out and kind of really horrified by what's happening. Um, so it's about this soul-sucking monster that preys on young individuals, and my character falls prey to this monster unknowingly. Um, Really excited about it. I can't wait for it to come out. So hopefully it'll be out soon.
Sweet. Yeah, definitely. Definitely want to see it. I mean, you know, I mean, we've been talking for a while, and I'm a big horror fan, so like definitely something I want to see.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. It's not like anything I've ever seen before in my life, and I can say that with 110% certainty.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
And I'm don't play a go-go boy, and I'm wearing clothes.
well, you even like the films you did like a few years ago, you've done quite a few horror films.
A few, not as many as I would like, because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I would love to be in like a full-on horror movie with like a slasher and like
Yeah.
blood everywhere and me running for my life, or possibly playing the killer. Who knows? Or
See,
running for my life and then playing the killer.
there you go. There you
List
go.
there. But I haven't done too many. Um, I'd love to do more.
Okay. Because I know seven boxes. Like you filmed like a little scene for that, and that's a horror movie. And Naked Siren, I think, was one of them, right?
Oh yes, Deadly Screams of a Naked Siren.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
it.
is a queer horror movie. That one is interesting because the original movie was actually shot years before my scenes were added.
Oh wow,
Um,
really?
yeah, it was very interesting how they did that. So they shot the whole movie, never released it, and then they were like, let's update it a little bit by inserting 3 or 4 different scenes. So I was cast in these new scenes that were kind of like inserted into the film at random places.
Oh.
I know the storyline pretty well, but I don't get to partake too much in any of the actual horror.
Oh, okay.
Most
Okay.
of my scenes are kind of like um, retrospective, introspective reflection. So my scenes take place in the future. So my was
Gotcha.
kind of just remembering things that happened, which was interesting the way they did that. But I would have loved to have slashed something, you know? And then Seven
Nice.
Boxes, one scene, because Seven Boxes is a British film
Mm-hmm.
that they shot in England. And there's one scene in the movie where the character is trying to escape and he ends up in this control room, and each TV, it's like massive amounts of televisions, and each screen shows a different person being held captive.
Oh,
So the
wow.
director reached out to me because I guess he follows me on Instagram or social
Mm-hmm.
media or somehow connected, and asked if I wanted to be one of the kidnap victims on one of the screens.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, sure, why not? I say yes to like everything, which is why I play a lot. So I filmed it in my apartment, sent it over to England, and they were like, great, we'll use it in the movie. And I was like, awesome. I even think they gave my character a name. I think his name is Daryl,
Oh, nice.
if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. Yeah, so I play one of the kidnap victims.
Wow. Now,
Yeah, I love the way that works too. I could
is
say I was in a film in England.
you're in a film in England? Now, was your character clothed or half naked?
He was wearing a very form-fitting pair of gray underwear,
There you go.
which is clothing,
That's true.
technically.
That's true.
I think there's a picture of it somewhere on Instagram.
Well, I'm sure once the film comes out, they'll be having the pictures coming out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wonder if it's even out yet. Because I think that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh,
Um,
damn. Okay.
yeah, I'm sure it's aired somewhere in England at this point.
Probably over there. Not sure if it aired here yet, right?
Probably not here. No,
Yeah.
haven't heard anything since I submitted the tape. Um,
He's like, I don't know. If it comes out, it comes out.
I'm not sure. I'm not. It was a great experience. Very interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. I tend
Nice.
to find myself in a lot of these interesting positions because I say yes to everything. It seems to be working. I
Yeah,
think.
it does. Hey, the more yeses you say, the more films you go into.
Exactly.
So that looks good for you because if you go for like a real big film, they're like, oh wow, look at all these films you did.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it helps. Maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does. Can you imagine I walk into like a huge audition with like, I don't know, some major studio and they're like, ooh, kidnap victim in England in your underwear. Nope, absolutely not. Sorry. The sad part is I would never know that was
Yeah,
why they would never tell me.
I know that's true.
Who knows? Maybe I have lost out on stuff like that. But those are things that are like out of our control as actors that if we focus on too much, we would drive ourselves crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So if it's fun, if it's something that I want to do, I'll say yes. I'll just do it without worrying about what is someone going to think down the line that I said yes to this project. I said yes. It was fun.
Do you see right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And like how d- uh, how do you get into a mind frame to say you're in a horror role that involves like a lot of screaming and being scared and all that, like how do you get into a mind frame to play a character like that?
Tequila. I'm
Hey,
kidding.
hey, then if that works.
You're kidding. Um, It's uh that's a very good question because every character is different.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say that one technique works for every single um, horror character, but it just depends on the script, the circumstances surrounding the character, um, how well I can connect to it. Like, have I had similar experiences? Not that I've ever been chased by a serial killer, and
That's
hopefully I
true.
never will.
I,
Not, but yeah, you kind of just pull from what you know, what you've seen on television, and try to do the best you can with something that's so out of the ordinary. 'Cause
mhm.
horror is out of the ordinary
Oh
for
yeah.
most people. So you just play with your imagination, which is why we got into this career to begin with, because I don't know about any other actor, but I'm a huge daydreamer. I zone out all the time and play out different scenes in my head, especially after arguments. And especially after arguments while I'm showering, I'm like, man, I should have said that. And then I play out the scene how I should have done it. So kind of similar to that, but in a horror setting.
There you go. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
And
I hope I'm answering your questions somewhat uh, succinctly and intelligently, albeit I'm being a little silly. But
I mean,
I hope I get.
this is great. I love it.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Sometimes my personality comes out, and it's just hard to reel it back in.
Hey, that's awesome though. Like it's awesome when someone has like a funny outgoing personality, and like I mean that's always fun compared to talking to someone and they're like, yeah, no, yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's like pulling teeth sometimes with people.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to ask you about the horror world. Like I've seen like as of late, like more and more queer horror is being made, like whether it be a web series, a TV series, a movie, and I'm really happy to see like how everything's going now because few years ago, like everyone was scared to be in a queer horror. Directors and producers were scared to make one, but now it's going right, especially in like the world of horror.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, horror has always kind of had a little bit of a queer element to it, whether
Mhm.
uh, people want to admit it or not. And the biggest audience base for horror is the queer community.
Oh, it is. I know.
We've always been big proponents of horror movies. Maybe because we're damaged inside. Who knows? Um, but I'm very glad that it's moving towards a more inclusive space. I'm very glad that heterosexual identifying directors are venturing into this space as well and giving the queer community their due diligence.
Mhm.
I'm also really glad that we're not queer coding the villains anymore. And by that, I mean, even if we did have queer characters in straight horror films,
Yeah.
we were always the villains, or we were the murderers, or we were, the wronged person who came back and murdered everyone because we weren't accepted. And it's like
Hmm.
that trope is so overdone. Um, and it's time for something new. Like queer people can be heroes in the horror film. We can also be the murderers, but for so much more reasons than just we weren't accepted. Like, okay, we get it. We get it. Let us do something else, something more. Let us be psychic go-go boy demon monsters, you know? Something strange or weird like that. It doesn't always have to be like we weren't accepted by our family, so we were kicked out, so we came back to high school and murdered everyone.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Exactly.
that story has been told, and that
Mhm.
story also continues to instill this other than mentality when it comes to someone who is queer. like, oh, they're not accepted, or they're different, or they're unstable, or they're violent. We've seen that. Doesn't work anymore. There's queer
Exactly.
people of all shapes, sizes, mental capacities, physical capacities. We can do more than just one thing. So I'm glad that we're moving towards a more open, inclusive space, whether that be in the horror community or mainstream or
Yeah.
comedy or anything, you know?
One of the very first like queer horror film I ever saw. I don't know if you saw this or not. It's like a typical slasher 80s like Jason kind of slasher, but
Okay.
it involves like all the characters in the film are gay, and the killer is also gay, and it's called Hell Bent, like Hellbent. Hell Bent.
Ben, I've seen it in circulation, but I've never actually watched the film.
It's a really good movie. Like I was really shocked by it. Like it's a typical cheesy like 80s type vibe slasher film, and
Okay.
it's actually done right. Like the characters aren't overboard, and like everything is like done right in that movie, and I really liked it a lot.
I remember actually seeing the tape somewhere when I was younger. And I was like, I really want to watch it, but I'm not out yet.
Yeah,
It must have been in my early teens. And I remember it. Remember it vividly. The cover has like a knife, right? And then like
yes,
three men, three bodies, and then a face.
yes,
I
yes,
remember it.
exactly,
And I was like,
exactly.
I want to watch. I want to grab. But then my mom was around, and I must have been like 14 or something. I was like, no, I can't. It's not for me. I'm straight, mom. Um, so I remember it. I haven't actually watched it because, wow, you unlocked a memory I didn't even remember. But now I want to actually.
Oh my
I'm an
god,
adult,
you
damn it, and I want to
definitely
watch this
definitely
movie
have to
now.
see this movie. If you like horror films and like slasher type Jason Voorhees type films, like
Mhm.
you'll definitely like it.
It was about like a beach party or something, or
No, it
a
was
beach
a
house.
Halloween party. It was it was like that big Halloween party they have every year. It's out in the street, and I can't
Okay.
remember. It's like somewhere in California. It's a big like gay Halloween party, and
It
it's
must be San Francisco or West Hollywood. One of those.
and and these group of friends, they want to go to the party, and along along their way to the party they meet the slasher, and he follows them to the Halloween party, and it's just absolute crazy.
I definitely have to look it up now because I can't believe I never watched it. I have a vivid memory now of me walking past it and being
Yeah.
like, yes, queer content, but no, I'm not old enough, and my parents don't know. What a mix of emotions. Um, Now I definitely have to watch it. I wonder if
Yeah.
it's on Amazon Prime. I'm sure it is. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I'm
just saying.
sure it is. And
Yeah,
the killer is this big like buff muscle dude without a shirt on, and he's wearing devil horns.
of course he is. Of course he is. Didn't they make a sequel also?
No, they never did. Uh, I mean, the
Really?
way the movie ends, that definitely could have a part two, but they never made it.
Well, there we go. There's my next project. Go Go Boy Murderer, Hellbent 2, the
Exactly,
series.
exactly, exactly. And I I was listening to like another thing you did, a podcast, and you mentioned that you're in Pam and Tommy, Pamela Anderson, and Tommy Lee.
And yes, on Willie's View podcast. Yes, I just recently shot a small part on the new Hulu show Pam and Tommy, which is
Nice.
kind of like um, a narrative biopic of Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say too much about it,
Well, yeah.
unfortunately, but I'm really excited about it. I can't wait for it to come out. All I can say is that I am in it.
Dude, of course, there you go. Well, I was always a big fan of Tommy Lee because I love I I love the band he's in, the crew.
Yeah,
My Lee Crew, and that's like my all-time favorite rock band. So like I definitely want to see this.
God, it's amazing. And Lily James is so transformational. Like she is the sweetest person. She looks angelic. They definitely transformed her into Pamela Anderson.
Wow.
It is like a complete 180. She looks exactly like her. They put on prosthetic everything. It's fantastic. It's definitely
Nice.
must watch. Definitely must watch.
Okay. I like how you went like that.
Oh, without saying too much about it, there it is.
And what kind of like songs do you like? Like what's on your playlist?
A lot of Ariana Grande, and I'm
Okay.
not going to say that. So a lot of Ariana Grande. Um, I know she's a little young for my demographic. But it's okay because I look 12, right?
Right? Exactly.
Thank you. Um, so a lot of Olivia Rodrigo. I love
Okay.
her music. Um, who else? Um, Always and forever Britney Spears. Hashtag free Britney.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
who else at the moment? Halsey is a big favorite. Um, and then anything that plays at the gym because I always forget my headphones.
See?
So I have to listen to what's at the gym because I don't have another option.
See, now I thought you were gonna say like Marilyn Manson and Slipknot and the
Oh,
Motley Crue and Poison and Def
definitely when
Leppard.
I was in middle. Definitely when I was in middle school, I listened to a lot of rock, metal,
Okay.
especially when I'm hanging out with my cousins and trying to act cool. And I was like, yeah, I love this too, man. I'm straight. Where are the women? Um, but that's changed. A lot of Ariana Grande now. Um, yeah.
And what's your drink of choice when you want to have a drink at night?
Either a Manhattan or an old fashioned.
Sweet.
Been
Okay.
my two drinks for a while now. I'm developing a taste for finer whiskeys as I age.
As I age, you
Age gracefully um, with a little whiskey tumbler and some whiskey rocks. But definitely an old fashioned first, Manhattan after.
okay, okay. And I'm gonna do like a little game here, fast round. Just
Okay.
six questions, like fast round thing. Tea or coffee?
Coffee,
Okay.
for sure. I can't get up.
The the pool at a hotel or an ocean?
The pool at a hotel because they have a bar.
There you go.
I sound like I have a problem. I don't. I just like sunbathing with an old fashioned in my hands, you know?
There you go. A club or a coffee shop?
Ooh, I almost said a club, but then I remembered that I'm getting older and my knees don't like it anymore.
Well,
Um,
I mean, you're still dancing in club jet during your films.
that's true. That's true. I shoot in a lot of clubs. So I'm going to have to say you know what? A nice lounge that can be kind of like a coffee shop, but also has music. So if you have one too many old fashions, you can get up on the table and dance.
There you go. There you go. I love it.
Nice lounge, an in between. I know that's cheating because I didn't pick one or the other, but I combined them both, the best of both worlds. I can't.
Okay. Um, beach or camping?
Beach.
Okay.
Not a big camper. I was a Boy Scout growing up for about 10 years. I did all my camping then. I'm done.
There you go.
Done.
Dang. Video games or board games?
Board games. Board
Nice.
games for sure. Yeah, I've never, I don't know why I've never connected to video games. But I love the community around a board game. You know, I still have game nights with some of my college friends about once every 2 months. We wanted to do once a month, but life gets in the way. So we
Of
still have game
course.
nights on a bi-monthly basis, and they're so much fun. Of course, with old fashions. So it's always a good time, and it's a great time to catch up with people too.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like the the board games definitely bring more people together than video games because you're like cursing at the TV.
Exactly, exactly. And then your eyes start hurting, and you're hunching forward, and if you're drinking alone while playing a video game, then that's definitely a problem.
That's
But if you're drinking while playing a board game with friends, it's not a problem. Wow, all of this is a joke. I don't drink that much.
and briefs or boxers.
uh, hmm. Briefs, but not tidy whities, like the
Yeah,
cute ones.
I can't wear them either.
Yeah, no, like the little low cut
Yeah,
briefs that are all over my Instagram.
that's
You
true.
know,
And last three questions. What what horror films do you like to watch?
ooh, what horror films do I like to watch? Oh, that's a good one. The only one coming to mind for some reason, and this is not the answer I want to give, is Friday the 13th, but only because my first vivid memory of a horror film, I was about 11 years old, and my cousins tied me down to a chair and opened my eyes and made me
Oh
watch
my
Friday the
God, that's horrible.
It was terrifying. That they made me watch that and Leprechaun, and they were like, "You better not tell your mom," and I'm like, "No."
Oh my
Um,
God.
that's my earliest recollection of being scarred by
Yeah,
my family.
definitely.
Love them to death. They were here visiting for a week, literally like a month ago. So love my cousins. Maybe not the best way to do that,
No,
but
no, it's not.
that's not the answer I want to give. I like a lot of I want to say like soft horror, like
Okay.
witches, demons, spells, anything supernatural. Um, More than I love a good slasher, but I prefer things in the supernatural realm. So
Oh,
like
okay.
vampires, werewolves, and not the kind that sparkle in the daylight. Those are not exactly horror movies,
That's
um,
true.
but anything in that kind of vein.
Okay. And is there anything coming out next? Like anything you want to plug or push or
Uh, so I do have a few films in festivals at the moment. Obviously, Pam and Tommy is coming out on Hulu soon. I have a short called Good Morning in the Cannes Short Film Corner. I have a short called The Unsure Masseur, which I play. Oh, go, go, boy! I playing in Peru, Brazil, Mumbai, Mexico, Chicago, Nebraska, and North Carolina. Then I have a film called Lolo's Journey playing in Philadelphia and New York at the Latino Film Market.
oh
Um,
nice.
obviously,
After I
Demon
live at
Hunter.
in Philadelphia.
Oh, maybe you could go watch it. It's called
Yeah,
Lolo's Journey.
definitely.
I play Brian. Um, it's about a larger woman. Um, it's very body positive and about her struggles to find the appropriate medical care given her size, because a lot of the times uh, people who are overweight or obese are discounted by medical professionals, and they're not even really like assessed. They kind of like just chalk everything up to them being overweight. So Lola in the film goes to the doctor with really bad stomach pains, and the doctor's like, "Oh, did you overeat? Maybe you should lose some weight. It's probably gas." So they don't analyze her at all, and it leads to a bigger problem
Oh wow.
later on. So it's raising awareness for that um, that demographic, that struggle, because it's a very serious issue in America specifically as well, where they're not getting the medical care they desperately need because of basically a prejudice
Yeah, exactly.
and body type. So definitely go watch that. It's at the Philadelphia Latino Film Festival.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. I play a horrible character named Brian. I don't want to say horrible. He's misinformed. He's a little douchey. It makes fun of Lola, but it's a completely different character for me to play.
Exactly. See?
And then, of course, Demon Hunter and Boy Culture are both playing. Demon Hunter is playing at the Palm Springs Cinema Diverse Film Festival, the Soho Horror Festival in London, and now FlameCon, which is the LGBT Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
And Boy Culture is playing in Outfest. And I am shooting a movie in August that we have been shooting for 3 years now, but things keep happening. Actors drop out, so we have to reshoot scenes. It's called The Amazing Adventures of Nurse Patrick. We start shooting August 2nd. Hopefully this is the last time because I really like this script and I want it to be out already.
Okay.
And then I'm shooting another film in December where I play a stripper. So stay tuned.
You got a very busy thing going on. I mean, all these films and shorts and series. Wow.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying well, I shouldn't say I'm trying. I always get in trouble when I say I'm trying. Someone's like, "Stop saying you're trying. You're actually doing it." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to say I'm trying anymore." I am keeping my my schedule as busy as possible, and actively pursuing this as a full-time career.
There you go. Okay.
Yes.
And where can fans find you at, like with your pages and your OnlyFans page? No, I'm not joking.
Not yet, but who knows? So I've made it very easy for everybody. It's the same handle across all social media platforms. It's Jason S. Caceres, my last name, Caceres, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and any other social media platform that may arise going forward in the future, because there's always a new one popping up, what seems to be like on a monthly basis.
That's true.
Hopefully, I will continue to be the first one to claim that username and make it easy for people to find me.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you so
much. I feel like you've been laughing the entire Zoom interview, and I'm here for it. I love it.
It was great. I loved it. Like, you're absolutely funny and very, very cool and down to earth and chill, and it was really fun. It was really fun talking to you and finally meeting you face to face over the internet after talking for a few years.
Right? Likewise. And we had a fun cameo from my husband, 2 fun cameos, because he came back a second time. So this was great. Thanks for having me.
Definitely, buddy. Definitely. And definitely have a good weekend and a good rest of the night, and probably going to watch Hellbent now, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm heading straight to Amazon Prime to see if they have it. It's going to be great because I'm going to be able to fall asleep after watching a horror movie. That no one ever.
All right, but like I said, it was really good meeting you, and thank you again for doing this, and have a good night.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. Good night.
Good night.